Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Graham Stoney.
Hey, great to see you all here tonight. How you doing? Can we have the house lights up just a little bit, please? I'd like to be able to see who I'm talking to here. How many have we got? Oh wow, we've got like heaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, it's like 2 more than last night. So thanks so much for coming. It's really great to see you all. And before I begin the show, I'd like to just point out Exhibit A over here, which is a transcript of academic record from the Sydney Institute Ultimo TAFE Music Department, saying that I'm fully and professionally qualified for a Certificate 3 in Music Performance. Yay! Applaud that. Yeah, the more applause you get, the more fun you'll have. So what that means is I'm fully and professionally qualified to perform music for you tonight, according to them. So if you have any complaints about the show, anything that you don't like, things that upset you, please forward your complaint to the music department at Ultimo TAFE, and I'm sure they'll take care of that for you. Unfortunately, the same day that arrived, due to an administrative error, I also got this in the mail. And I'd been doing some short courses down at the TAFE, and one of them was a group singing choir course. And due to an administrative error, they marked me as not competent. Like they failed me in the course. So according to this, prepare for performances, not competent. Develop and apply oral perception skills, not competent. Stagecraft skills, not competent. Perform music, also not competent. So it's a bit of a metaphor for life. Like, where do you want to put your energy? Do you want to put your energy into yes, is competent, or not competent? Well, you guys can be the judge of that. As we get on to our first song. And before we can really rip into the rest of the show, there's a little issue that I need to deal with, which relates to a traumatic incident that I had in a comedy club. And so what happened was I had been studying guitar, learning how to play guitar, and one of the songs that I learned to play guitar on is American Pie. And it turns out it's a very long song, so by the time I learned to play the song, like my hand would cramp up, my fingers would be aching, it was basically agony. And so I thought, well, I'd write a parody of that song, and so I did. And then I took that parody and I thought, well, it'll be fun to go and play that in a comedy club. So I took my guitar and I went down to the Laugh Garage, opposite Hyde Park. It's no longer there, but it was there. And I went down and went in and got a slot and I played the song. And it didn't go well. So what happened was I got so nervous that my hand started shaking so badly that I couldn't maintain even just basic chord shapes. So I'm just kind of strumming random crap. And the more I sang, the more anxious I got, and then the whole thing just completely nosedived. And then this guy down the back, he was really angry, he yells out, "You're killing a great song!" And so it just got worse and worse. It was a complete train wreck. So it was basically a traumatic experience for me. And that was around about 4 years ago. And I've not played this song in a comedy club since, or in a comedy venue since. Although if you're very perceptive and you checked the program, you would have seen there was also a show last night. So, but to maintain the illusion of theatre, I haven't played the song in a comedy club since. And so I need your help to help me heal this trauma. Because the way you heal trauma is you learn to express the feelings that you couldn't express in that environment, and face them, and then get lots of love and support in return, right? So your job is to love and support. So at the end of the song, what I would like you to do is just go completely ballistic. Just yell and clap and scream and say, "We love you, and I want to have your babies," or whatever it is, whatever works for you. Just yell it out so that I'll feel good, and then you'll feel good, and we'll get this thing healed. Otherwise, the rest of the show is really going to be a problem. Yeah? Okay, so here we go. A long, long time ago, a man named Don McLean wrote a song that I'm sure you all know. And I thought since I had the chance that I could make those lyrics fancier than what Don wrote so long ago. For all his lyrics seem so vexing, with a story so perplexing, fingers on the fretboard, I can't get to the next chord. I can't remember if I cried when I got up to verse 6 or 5. Let's just hope that I get by before my fingers die. So why does America if it brings a tear to my eyes. Did you buy a book of songs, or did you see yourself playing along by guitar stage 1, week 3? But the songs he bought are just G, C, and D, and most are in a minor key, and the bar chords make you stretch like buttery. Well, I know that they all love guitar, 'cause I saw them practice before class out in the corridor. Oh, the room just down the hall, I was a raw beginner with a new guitar, deluded he could be a star. I had no idea that it'd be so hard to make my fingers fry. I started singing why does American Pie have to go into so down when my fingers are tied? And tell me why the melody sung so bloody high. Is it just to bring a tear to my eye? Just to bring a tear to my eye. Well, for 10 years it goes on and on. This song Don wrote's just far too long. That's just how it used to be, with the jazz was singing for the king and queen, and a passing reference to James Dean. Can you tell me what the hell it's supposed to be? And while this verse was droning on, I fell asleep and forgot to strum. That part was the best, 'cause it gave my head a rest. And if the words make sense to you, then you're insane. And I'm sorry if that caused you pain, but it's the song that made my left hand lame and made my fingers fry. So I keep singing why does American Pie have to go into so down when my fingers are tied? It's no wonder that Madonna skipped a 3, 4, and 5 in a version that brought tears to our eyes, one I think that nobody liked. I chose this song to learn guitar in the hope that I could be a star, but as yet haven't got that far. And if you'd like to buy my new CD, well, I don't have one yet, you see, and you'd probably just download the thing for free. If you like my little song, come and meet me before too long, especially if you happen to be tall, blonde, and good looking. I can't remember how I tried to justify these lousy rhymes. I'll sing the chorus one more time before my fingers die. I finished singing, why does American Pie have to go on for so damn long when my fingers are tied? I've nearly made it right through and the end is in sight, yet it still can bring a tear to my eyes. Still can bring a tear to my eyes. Why does American Pie have to go on for so damn long when my fingers are tied? I said I'd sing it once more, but I guess that I'd lie, and I hope it brought a tear to your eyes. Oh, I can feel a healing happening already. I made it through. Like, didn't freak out completely, and that's a good thing, because it's bad when you freak out, right? But I'm a recovering perfectionist, so like I don't like getting things wrong, and so I wrote a song about that in order to like get over it, basically, and the song is called Perfectionism, and it goes like this. I know it sounds crazy and it makes no sense. I learned it from the fights between my parents. Perhaps I can fix it if I write it in a song. You all love me if I get things wrong. You all love me if I get things wrong. You all love me if I get things wrong. It's not just how I think, it's how my body responds. You all love me if I get things wrong. Logic and reason won't help with this problem. It's programmed so deeply into my subconscious. I break into a sweat when I'm not spot on. 'Cause you all love me if I get things wrong. You all love me if I get things wrong. You all love me if I get things wrong. It's not just how I how I think, it's how my body responds. You won't love me if I get things wrong. I know it's not the truth, but I can't control it. My body gets tense and I just can't hold it. Don't give me some shit about positive thinking. Oh, I screwed up the song about perfectionism. Lies calling to my nervous system, which says you won't love me if I get things wrong. You won't love me if I get things wrong. It's not just how I think, it's how my body responds. You won't love me if I get things wrong. I thought it needed a dance break, this song. It's a bit kind of heavy going, you know. Tried to be perfect, but it just didn't work. I hated myself and I felt like a jerk. What if I've been wrong about this all along, and you love me more because you got things wrong too? You might love me cause I get things wrong. You might love me cause I get things wrong. I've been mistaken about it all along. You might love me cause I get things wrong. Sing along! You might love me cause I get things wrong. You might love me cause I get things wrong. I've been mistaken about it all along. You might love me cause I get things wrong. Woo! Alright, thank you. Did you notice that it ended on a 7th chord? It's got a bit of tension in it. It's not meant to end chord, the song's on a 7th chord, it's kind of wrong. So I thought that was just a bit of an in-joke for musos there. When I first played that song in front of people, I would screw it up every time. Which kind of suits the song, right? So I was kind of happy that I marked it up a bit tonight, because yesterday I didn't. I kind of just played it okay. And it was a bit of a disappointment, really.
Thanks for the authenticity.
Exactly, it's very, very authentic, that one. And speaking of authenticity, it's a perfect lead-in for this next song. This is a very angry punk song which came to me in a yoga class. So I was in frog pose for 7 agonising minutes, and the world wasn't really going quite the way that I would have liked. That morning, my dishwasher didn't seem to be working. I had to get the repair guy out, and he couldn't find anything wrong with it. And yeah, that was the last straw for me. So I found this song was just like gifted to me by the divine creator in a yoga class. So, you know, I have no judgment about it, and neither should you. So other than that's great. Everything is fucked, it might as well get shocked. My dishwasher is broken, think I'll throw it in the ocean, because everything is fucked. I might as well get stuffed. My mum and dad have cancer, and there's no such thing as Santa. And the girl I love is dating a drummer named Dave. She's probably a sex slave. Everything is fucked, I'm feeling rather puffed. Some days I feel so tired that I can't get out of bed. Doctors give me blank looks, say it's all just in your head. You think that they were joshing, but then why can't I stop coughing? There is no God, but the guilt and fear remain, and it's pouring rain. I think I made a small mistake somewhere along the line. Somehow got all magnified with the passages of time. While my insecurities are there for all to see, what if my inner critic is actually the real me? Oh, everything is fucked. The song's got an anger management break. It's when you run around the room and just smash everything. Be angry, it's alright to be angry. Everything is fucked, I might as well get stuffed. I'm giving up on yoga and I panicked in a toga. That's why everything is fucked. The world can go get stuffed. I'm sick of meditation and I need some inspiration. And I'm so damn tired of the voice that's in my head. I'm wishing it was dead. I used to think that I was such a positive, upbeat guy. Now I've got this feeling it was all a filthy lie. And if you should expect a happy ending to this song, I break it to you gently, you are dead ass fucking wrong. Because everything is fucked, everything is fucked, everything is fucked. first single that I released. It's now available on iTunes. If you want to go grab it if you're having a bad day, you just really need a song that empathizes with that, then that'll be the song for you. Unfortunately, the music video, there were a few production problems with the music video, so I'll tell you what happened there. Basically, I wrote that song, like it came to me in that yoga class, so that's literally what happened. And then I went to college, I started studying music performance, and I used that song as my composition song, and I played it in class. I was nervous about how people would react, but the kids there, I'm a mature age student, but half the class is straight out of high school, and they loved it. They were like, oh, that's great, really relate to that. So then I used it as my performance song. We played it in performance, and then we did a show where this was the final song of our act. And again, the other people in the class were like, oh, let's put Graham's song last because that'll just wrap it up really well. So that was great. And then I also made a demo recording of it in a studio class where you record a demo, and then I did another intensive course where I re-recorded the whole thing. The demo was like, it just gives you an idea what the song is like, but it's not radio quality. So I went and re-recorded the whole thing, and then I thought, okay, the next step is to make a music video. One of the other students had said there's a music video class. I've finished Certificate 3 in music performance, as you can see, but I'm now doing a diploma of music performance, and the make a music video class is in the advanced diploma, which I wouldn't normally start for another 12 months. But I was really excited about it. I was like, oh yeah, getting this song out, really want to make a music video. So I talked to another student, and she gave me a lot of information about how the class worked, and I thought, yeah, I need to get myself into this subject. And so I thought, oh well, if you don't ask, you don't get, so, seek and you should find. I don't know, I'm running with biblical analogies, but so I went to the head teacher and said, look, I've got this song and it's ready to go, and I really want to go make a music video for it now. I understand there's a make a music video class. And is there any way that I could get into that? And he's like, he's American, so he goes, well, it's not part of the diploma course, Graham. It's in the advanced diploma. Look, what we could do, I can make some calls, and we'll see if we can maybe enroll you in the advanced diploma at the same time, but just pick that one subject. So I'll make some calls. So I made some calls, went into his office, made some calls. And it's like, yeah, look, I think we can do this. Yeah, it should be okay. Does the timetable work? Because the class is on Wednesday morning. I was like, oh no, I checked my timetable. I had a class Wednesday morning. I was like, look, I'll go talk to the other teacher for that class, and I'll see what we can do. So I went and talked to the other teacher, and he was like, well, yeah, he's not very helpful, that teacher. So I was like, all right, well, we'll see what happens. And then they shifted the class. They moved music video to Thursday morning. So I no longer had a timetable clash. I was like, oh, great. So I went back to the head teacher and said, oh, look, the timetable clash is resolved, so we're all good, right? And he was like, oh, look, Graham, there's 3 other streams that all do that one class, so it's really full. I'm sorry, but, there's just going to be too many students in the class, And I was like, oh, no. He had said yes, but then he'd said no. So I was like, well, again, where do you want to put your energy, right? So I'll go with the energy of the yes. And I was like, well, I was kind of getting used to obstacles by this stage and trying to work out how to get around them. So I was like, well, what if I could just sit in on the class, and maybe one of the other students might like to make a music video for my song, because not every student in the class is going to have a song, right? Some of them are not songwriters. And he was like, oh yeah, look, I don't know. So he didn't really say yes, but he didn't really say no. So I thought, well, we've got a yes, a no, and a maybe, so I'll go with a yes. So I just started turning up for the class. And figured, well, I'll sort out the enrollment stuff later. And in the first class, the teacher started teaching us how to make a music video on iPads and iPhones and stuff. It's quite technically feasible now. And they said, has anyone got a song ready to go? And I was like, yep, I got a song, perfect, it's totally ready to go. I'm just getting it mixed at the moment. I'll have it mastered by next week. The whole thing's just about ready. I've already got a demo mix I can show you, you can listen to. And they were like, great. So I told them the concept of the song, angry punk song that came to me in a yoga class. They were like, oh, that sounds great. So the teachers were totally on board. They just loved the idea, making an angry video. And they started talking the song up and saying, oh, this is a great song, it's going to be so many people will relate, it's like an anthem for a generation, this really speaks about the world today, and and one of them was walking through that tent city, the homeless tent city in Martin Place was there at the time. He worked at Parliament House in a second job, so he would walk through there, he started shooting video footage of the tents and stuff, and just the whole concept, and I'm like, you guys haven't heard the song yet? So I was like, oh geez. But anyway, I'm getting used to just going out on a limb here. So then I got the song mastered and I sent them the mastered version and they heard it and they thought it was great. They were really excited. So we got and they started shooting me. They're filming me in class playing the song and the other students doing backing vocals and stuff and all this stuff. And it was starting to take on a life of its own because in my head I had this image of different vignettes for different parts of the song, kind of illustrating them. And even there's a line about my parents having cancer, which was true. They're all okay now, so it's okay. But at the time, not happy. So now they've recovered, I went around to my parents' place and said, hey, look, I've written this song and there's a line in there about you guys having cancer, like, would you like to be in the music video? And fortunately they got a sense of humour, so they were like, yeah, okay. So I went around with my video camera and some lights and yeah, I filmed Mum and Dad sitting on the lounge next to me singing that bit of the song. And then I took it into filmmaking class and we were going to drop it into the video and all this, everything was just going ballistic. And then we had a brainstorming session and the teachers were like, look, I'm studying at Ultimo and Randwick TAFE also has a video production set up and they had a studio there that already had a set built that looks like a bachelor pad that would be perfect for the song, the teachers reckon. So they're like, we could get you in there playing the song and that can be the backdrop, then we can intercut all these other scenes with that. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds cool. So they sent out an email to everyone on their class list saying, this Thursday, don't go to Ultimo, turn up to Randwick, we're going to shoot Graham's music video. It's going to be awesome. There's a list of all the things that we're going to need. And I was like, all right, cool, it's really coming together, cool. Then Wednesday afternoon, I get a phone call from the head teacher. I'm in music business class, so I'm kind of pulled out of class by this phone call. And he's like, Graham, look, it's I won't use his name. It's the head teacher here. And look, I need to know what's going on with this music video because there's students outside my class talking about it, outside my office talking about it. And like, I really don't like the direction this thing seems to be going in. Like, what is it you're doing there? And like, I'm like, oh, well, look, yeah, look, we've been working on, you know, the teachers have been teaching us making music video. They're just using my song as an example, really. And so, yeah, this Thursday we're going to go down to Randwick and shoot some of me playing. But what exactly is in the song or what's in this video? Because I've got people talking about like burning Bibles and sex slaves and like, I was like, oh, because there's a line in there about God, and I'm like, yeah, look, that's just my belief, so I didn't want to disrespect anyone. I did say in class, I said to him, I did explicitly say in class, I don't want any burning Bibles. But then that's a bit of a red flag in itself, if I had to say that. And when I was in the class doing the brainstorming, there was this cute girl on my left, and I turned to her and said, do you want to play a sex slave in the music video? Just half joking. And she goes, well, I'm under 18. And I was like, oh, that'd be perfect, you know. I was just kind of running with anything at that stage. Anything's possible, you know, when you put your mind to it, all that sort of positive thinking stuff. Well, the head teacher didn't really buy into all that, and he was very concerned. So he's like, look, I'm going to have to pull the plug on this project because, like, you can't do this, Graham. Like, people are going to lose their jobs over this. This is TAFE, man. You can't just go making videos like this, man. Like, so I was like, oh, no. I'm thinking, oh, no, I don't. Like, I really respected the teachers, and they were so on board with what I was interested in doing, and I was so excited. I think their passion, we all just got swept away with the passion of the thing. I didn't want anyone to lose their jobs. I said, you know, oh, look, what should I do? Like, and he's like, well, I'm going to have to can this project, and, you know, Thursday, you can't do this shoot. Like, it's not going to work. And, like, I'm like, oh, no. I said, do you think I should, like, just withdraw from the class? He's like, well, Graham, you're not actually enrolled in the subject. So you can't just, like, I was like, yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. So I felt like I'd been, like, sent to the principal. Like, I felt like I was in a lot of trouble, because I was. So I was like, all right, got to go into damage control. But I hadn't heard from the teachers, and I didn't want to let the teachers down. So the next day, on the Thursday, when we were due to do the shoot, I thought I'd better go to Randwick TAFE and turn up, just because I don't want to let anyone down, you know. They've been really supportive, and I don't want anything bad for them. So I turn up there, and there's nobody there. It's just me. And I had the mobile number of one of the teachers, so I rang him and said, look, I'm at Randwick, there's no one here. And he's like, yeah, look, there's a bit of a problem. We've had to change plans, so could you just come to Ultimo and I'll explain it when you get here. So I was like, oh, okay. So, you know, I knew what had happened. And what had happened was the head teacher had sent an email to everyone enrolled in the subject saying, don't go to Randwick this Thursday, go to Ultimo. Because I'm not enrolled in the subject, I didn't get the email, so that's why I went to Randwick. So I turned up at Ultimo an hour late, and I was very apologetic, and anyway, they were working on everyone's music video now rather than just mine. And at the end, I stayed behind and apologised to the teacher for the stress that my involvement in the class had caused. So, look, we might still make the music video, but it's not going to be a TAFE project because the song is just a bit too edgy. It's a bit too edgy. You know, the world's not fully ready for government sponsoring a song with a music video like that, I think. And I don't want people to lose their jobs, so yeah. That was a bit of fun. But anyway, I've got a single out. You can buy it if you want. It's on iTunes. You can stream it on Spotify. I get like 0.0006% or something each time somebody plays it. And when you're angry, it's a good thing. So how are we going as far as this whole stagecraft skills? What do you reckon, Chris? Not competent?
I reckon not bad at all.
Not bad? Not bad? So I can
shred that.
can shred this?
Yeah.
I did actually go to the teacher and I said to her, like, look, if you didn't like my singing, you could have just told me. Like, you didn't need to fail me in the subject that you can't actually fail. Because there's no assessment for this subject. You just, and it did turn up. So, yeah, a bit disappointing, but anyway. So when we're in the theme of anger, and look, hang in there, it's not going to last forever, but it's going to last for a little bit longer. So another thing that really annoyed me at college was one of our classes was music theory. And in music theory class, you learn about music theory. And TAFE is a bit like school, so it's a bit like a school classroom, and there's rows of desks and chairs. But in music theory class, every desk has a keyboard on it, like one of those electronic keyboards, so that you can practice your scales and learn about how chords work and all that sort of stuff. And in this particular music theory class, there was these 3 guys that would sit in the back row all the time on the keyboards, just playing with the drum machine and playing random stuff and just thumping out whatever they felt like. And I found it really distracting and it made me quite angry. But because I'm afraid of conflict, I didn't actually go and tell them that I was angry. I wrote a song about it instead, which I'll play for you now. It's a bit passive-aggressive, but it's how I roll sometimes. So, gentlemen in the back row, you have awesome keyboard skills, but your playing is distracting and it makes me want to kill. Doesn't seem to matter how often Mel should ask. You keep on playing songs that are unrelated to the task. So shut the fuck up, just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, please shut the fuck up. Before I smash your keyboard, will ya shut the fuck up? Shut the fuck up, just shut the fuck up. Or else I cannot train my ear to hear the major scale, which makes me want to wring your necks and force you to eat kale. I get that this is boring for you as it is for me, so could you please stick to the theory and we'll move more speedily. In other words, shut the fuck up, just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, just shut the fuck up. Before I smash your keyboard, just shut the fuck up. I'm asking you nicely to shut the fuck up. Yeah, no applause for that one. Obviously didn't like it, that's alright.
Oh, you're clever.
Yeah, thanks, appreciate it. That's a good save, man. Thanks, Chris. Good luck in your contest, by the way. Have you had it yet?
No.
No, okay, you'll do
Tuesday.
really well, because you'll be inspired by this, and you'll be inspired to just lift the game even higher, you know? Okay, so we're still on the theme of anger. This next one, music's been great, because now I've got an outlet for all my internalized rage. So this one was about a woman that I met online. She seemed nice, she was quite pretty, quite liked her, and she declined to go out with me because of my star sign. Now, I'm not a big fan of astrology, so you can imagine how that went down. Well, maybe you can't imagine. I'll tell you, I was angry. I didn't like it. I didn't like being judged based on my star sign. And she told me a bit about herself. So what had happened was she'd gone out with another guy. So I'm a Cancerian under astrology, which means nothing to me really, but to other people, like this woman, she'd gone out with another guy that was also Cancer, and she was Aries or Taurus or one of those star signs people used to justify just acting like a jerk sometimes. And basically on his birthday he'd been upset because he hadn't reached all his life goals. And so she'd gone around and he'd been upset, and she started like telling him, you need to set some goals and you need to make it happen, you need to take action and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, So I asked her, how did that go? And she was like, it didn't go well. No, he got even more upset. And I'm like, yeah. So I work as a therapist to help people overcome anxiety and life coachy kind of thing. So I said to her, well, would you be open to another way of dealing with that situation that might end up feeling good for both of you? And she just said, yeah, just don't date a Cancerian. Now what I was going to say was, if she'd said yes, was, well, before you start coaching someone and telling them what they need to do, like, you need to actually listen to how they're feeling and deal with that. So if the guy is upset, you need to deal with the fact that he's upset before you can start going into coach mode and giving him a life plan. So I was pissed off about the whole thing, and that's why I wrote this song. Oh, there's one other thing I need to tell you that I forgot to say last night. So I'll tell you now, rather than interrupt the song later. This woman runs a Facebook group with 4 million followers where she posts vacuous memes about happiness. And that also just irritates me. How many followers do you reckon I have? Oh, I can't remember, but it's not 4 million, that's for sure. When I tell you I'm angry, I don't want to hear all the reasons you think I should fill with good cheer. When I tell you I'm sad, I don't want you to say I should start to plan for a much brighter day. When I tell you I'm scared, I don't want to be fed some don't worry shit, give a cuddle instead. When you tell me you're happy, it seems kind of fake, shallow and empty, and Eckhart's lightweight. You like to pretend you're so fucking enlightened, but deep down I think you're just totally frightened of facing my pain that reminds you of yours. So you pin crap advice like a 20 by 4. For fuck's sake, listen, don't give me some bit that you read in a book on a net or some shit. The problem was not your ex-boyfriend's star sign. You lack empathy, you're just cold all the time. For fuck's sake, listen, don't give me some bit that you read in a book on the net or some shit. The problem was not your ex-boyfriend's star sign. You lack empathy, you're just cold all the time. That's another anger break. Show it. Your theory's all wrong and you don't even know it. You like to pretend, cause astrology said that our star signs don't match when you're fucked in the head. For fuck's sake, listen, don't give me some bit that you read in a book on the net or some shit. The problem was not your ex-boyfriend's star sign. You lack empathy, you're just cold all the time. For fuck's sake, listen, don't give me some bit that you read in a book on the net or some shit. The problem was not your ex-boyfriend's star sign. You lack empathy, you're just cold all the time. You're cold all the time. You're cold all the time. This last bit's improvised. You're cold all the time. You're cold all the time. Thank you. Feels good to get off my chest. Another thing that irritated me during this last few months was some of the people in class, and because we're learning about music and songwriting, it's a great outlet to just write songs about people that irritate you. And so this one, for want of a better name, we'll call the guy Kenny the drummer. And so his real name is not actually Kenny, so I've protected him. Not a bad person, really. So this is a song called Kenny the Drummer. Hit it, maestro. That's number 2. It's not playing. Yeah. The suspense break is to add anticipation so that your joy is heightened when it does play. This is a rap about Kenny the drummer, who I met at Tate starting late one summer. With his slack attitude and his badly shaped mullet, I had a strong feeling the guy would be trouble. Kenny could play the drums really quite well, but working with Kenny was frustrating as hell. He was always turning up late to class while blaming somebody else's ass. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. He thought it was fun just to piss people off, like the teachers, the students, and even the cops. Frying his brain on a shitload of dope, selling his power and giving up hope. As he sat at home taking drags on his bong, because he didn't want to come in and play on our songs, yet he couldn't even write a song of his own, so he'd end up failing at being alone. Kenny the drummer. You're welcome to sing along if you like the chorus. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. He likes to pretend that he's too cool for school as he self-sabotages and breaks all the rules that are put in place to help people like him who are throwing their own life away on a whim. You can goof off at college and no one will care. This isn't to him it's daycare, but people in future will expect us to work. So now's a good time to quit being a jerk. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. I'm a lousy guitarist, I'm only a strummer. But I thank my God I'm not Kenny the drummer. I know that sounds harsh and it might hurt his feelings. It's not that I want to leave the guy reeling, but Kenny's behaviour just makes my blood boil it as he flushes his future right down the toilet. I can only hope that one day soon he learns to practice the skill of a little teamwork. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. It's easy to say that I don't really care as he bangs away too close and loud on the snare. But Kenny reminds me of one part of me, of the hurt inner child I don't want you to see, who's angry and bitter and full of resentment and likes to take pleasure at others' lamentments, then wonders why people here act so unkind and feels really lonely a lot of the time. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. I could keep on complaining about drummers like Kenny. It's easier than getting my own life going steady. When we point the finger and make a big fuss, there are always three fingers pointing right back at us. So maybe he'll pass and maybe he'll fail. Maybe he'll get kicked out, end up in jail. Maybe one day he'll play drums in a band that will kick some sweet ass and rock this whole land. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. Kenny turned up to the very last class with a cool, quirky song that saved his ass. He passed a course called Certificate 3 and used it to roll a joint for free. He came to diploma, played drums with us all, where he turned up each time without even being called. He's not a bad guy, I'll quit making a fuss, because there's a bit of Kenny in all of us. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. Kenny the drummer. Thank you. Sometimes when I play that song to people, they start feeling sorry for Kenny, and I'm like, no, he was really annoying. But yeah, who felt sorry for Kenny? Did anyone here? It's okay if you did feel sorry for Kenny. You can, that's fine. You could just raise your hand. No, nobody felt. Good. Oh, well, it's good to have people that are compassionate in the audience. So I appreciate that. But could you leave now?
If you really want me to.
Yeah, no, actually I don't, because we'll be losing like 15% of the audience. So yeah, no, that's good. We did have a walkout. I had a walkout yesterday. Lost 20% of the audience. But I don't know. I don't know why. Actually, I think it was because his mum. Was his mum?
Was it Kenny?
No, I don't know. Sorry, was it what?
Was it Kenny?
No, it wasn't Kenny. I was in a bit of a dilemma as to what I would do if Kenny actually turned up. And when I did that song in class, I did actually do that song in class, in composition class. I knew because Kenny didn't turn up for the first hour, like that was a safe window where I could get up and do the song without having to worry about his reaction. So I got up and I did the song much like I just did, except the last verse wasn't there yet because that was like the closure of the story that hadn't been closed at that point in time. So it was a little more, the ending was more vitriolic. Actually, the ending at that point told him to get his act together and write a damn song so he wouldn't fail the course. It turned out he did that, took my advice, even though he wasn't there to hear it. That's interesting. So, what was the point to this story? Oh yeah, I did the song in class, and the other students thought it was hilarious, and the teacher's comment was, I probably shouldn't have let that happen.
Oh.
Yeah, oh well. Speaking of composition teachers, this is a song about a fictional composition teacher. For legal purposes, I'd like to point out that my songs are actually about archetypal characters that are composites of different behaviours, not just about specific individuals. Right, so Kenny, it's not really about you, so I don't want lawsuits and stuff. So yeah, this is a song about a fictional composition teacher that fronts a reggae band. He's a real reggae man, playing in a reggae band, protesting on albums bought by nobody. Doesn't like to get upset, say or do things he'll regret, stifling his anger there like you and me. Reggae man, you don't listen, there's a guy's a hissing. Reggae man, the rage has got to come out. La 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 la. It's a reggae dance break, it's not got a reggae beat to it. It's alright. Everyone wants something done, songwriting has lost its fun. Reggae man, are the lights on inside of you. Reggae man, you don't worry, you're not in a hurry. You got time, all of those jerks can just wait in line. Smoked a lot when he was young, really does explain a lot. All that green, it does no good to nobody. Now he's older, going grey, and his youth has had its day. Reggae man, are you in pain, just wondering? Reggae man, you don't listen, there's a guy's a hissing. Reggae man, the rage has got to come out. La 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 la, you can't keep it all inside, it becomes a big king tide. Frustration is part of life for all of us. Frustration is part of life for all of us. Frustration is part of life for all of us. So, have you ever wondered, like, what advice you would give your younger self if you could go back knowing what you know now, like, and tell your younger self? Would you listen? I don't know, but I was thinking about that, and so I thought, well, yeah, I will write a song about it. So this is a song called Message to My Younger Self. It's not very funny, but like, I needed to pad the show out to an hour, right? So I'm putting it in anyway. Trust yourself, you don't have to listen to somebody else. Trust yourself, leave those holy books on the shelf. And trust yourself, think it out with logic, do your best. Trust yourself, listen to your feelings and you'll know the rest. Life is complex and the rules ain't clear. Those who say they are don't deserve your ear. It's good to get advice from experienced souls, but remember that they're only human just like you. Don't bow down to another man's God. Read a little science, it'll seem quite odd. Forget about trying to be the perfect man. Love yourself every way you can. Listen to somebody, oh, I knocked it up. Trust yourself, you don't have to listen to else. Trust yourself. Leave those holy books on the shelf and trust yourself. Think it out with logic and do your best. Trust yourself. Listen to your feelings and you'll know the rest. It's fine to experiment and get things wrong. Take a few risks and you'll get along. Don't follow the masses when they all bow down. Carve your own path so you do not drown. It's good to feel anger when your needs aren't met. Guilt when you do things you regret. If mum and dad's religion is built on fear, give it an almighty kick in the rear. This one's got a serious contemplation break, I think. Pray or meditate, like whatever works for you is good. Saints and prophets thought they knew best. Back in ancient times, what would you expect? While they had wisdom to impart, sorting truth from fiction is a challenging part. You have one life to live, so give it your all. At times you rise and times you fall. Don't put off living till the day you die. Never trust a preacher selling pie in the sky. To listen to somebody else. Trust yourself. Leave those holy books on the shelf. Trust yourself. Think it out with logic and do your best. Trust yourself. Listen to your feelings and you'll know the rest. Thank you. You're a beautiful audience, by the way, especially in this kind of soft light. It's quite like... All right, now this next song is not that funny either, actually, but it's part of the process. It's part of the healing process, you see. So what happened with this was. I've been experiencing a lot of really bad headaches. Like most of my life I've had really bad tension, headache, migraine kind of things, which is just not very pleasant. And I've tried a lot of different therapies and treatments and stuff, and none of them had made the headaches go away. So I was at a workshop, and I work with people that are in trauma, like people that have had bad experiences happen to them. And at a trauma-informed care workshop, one of the other participants said she tried a treatment called EMDR that had changed her life. And it's called eye movement desensitization and reprogramming. And the idea behind it is that it integrates the emotional trauma between two sides of your brain and like resolves it so that you can be like a freely self-expressed human being. And the way it works is you think of something that's happened to you that has unpleasant memories attached to it, and then you tell the therapist about it, and then they wave their fingers in front of your eyes, so your eyes go back and forth. And it's the movement back and forth that's meant to like help integrate the memory and the trauma and release it and heal it. And I had had a lot of therapy, and in fact I tried this treatment twice before and not found it very helpful, not really felt anything. But I was like at my wit's end, so I thought, well, maybe I'll give it another go. And so I found a psychologist that did this, and I went along, and in the first session she explained the process, and I'm like, yeah, I already know this, but it was also like feeling safe about doing the thing. And she said, I want you to go away and write a story about some event in your life that did feel good, and then come in and we'll use that as the basis. So I went away, and I was kind of pissed off, actually, because I didn't really want homework. Like, she'd give me homework. I didn't really want to do homework. I just wanted to be fixed. So I thought, well, what say I write a song instead of just writing a story? If I put the story in the song, then at least I'll end up having a song out of it. And then I can play the song on stage, rather than if I just write the story and go, well, you know. And what happened was when I went to write the song, like all this grief and trauma and the fear and anxiety, all these feelings came up. Like it was a very intense cathartic process. Just writing the thing at home, like I just wrote a poem at that stage because it didn't have any music or melody associated with it. And then I took it in to the session and I read it, and again all this grief and the trauma came up and the feelings of fear and abandonment and hopelessness and all the stuff. And she waved her fingers in front of my eyes, and then we worked through it. And then about a year later, when I was having my final session of this treatment, I thought, well, I'll go back to the start with the first scene and I'll finish the song, and I'll go and I took my guitar to the session, I played it to her, played the song. Again, feelings came up of shame and grief and the stuff, and then waved the fingers in front of my eyes, and I went home feeling, I hope this makes my headaches go away. Which I think it's got to be helping. Yeah, it's helping. I haven't got one today, so, well, that's positive. Yeah, you can applaud, yeah, just to make me feel good. But no good reason, yeah, great. Reasons of a headache, yay. So, yeah, there's a bit of a trigger warning on this. It's going to be a bit heavy duty. But yeah, if you want to like sway, that's fine. Swaying would be appropriate, yeah. Dad is in the next room, muttering under his breath, seething with the feelings that he keeps unto himself. I can't relax, it's hard to play, I'm not sure how I feel. Living near a powder keg that won't refuse to yield. I wish that you could tell me just what's going through your mind. Spell it out in words so safe I wouldn't have to hide. You make it so much harder when you bottle up inside the feelings that I need to hear to know that you're alive. Mum walks in and lights the fuse, the bomb explodes anew. You stupid creature, why can't you just say what's wrong with you? Well, that's a problem right there, Mum, listen to your words. What's wrong with you is not the way to make a man feel heard. Wish that you could tell me just what's going through your minds. Spell it out in words so safe I wouldn't have to hide. Make it so much harder when you bottle up inside feelings that I need to hear so we can all survive. Just more criticism to him from her poisoned tongue. It's on again for young and old, this war is never won. Why is it that you can't see how much you're hurting me, and all the years that it will take in future therapy? I wish that you could tell them what's going through your minds. Spell it out in words so safe you wouldn't have to hide. Make it so much harder when you bottle up inside feelings that we need to share to know that we're alive. Take a deep breath and break. It's all going to be okay. It's nighttime now and I'm in bed. It's hard to get to sleep. Muffled yelling through the walls, alone myself to keep. There's nowhere for me to hide, you fight into the night. Why can't you see it makes me feel completely terrified? I wish that I could tell you just what's going through my mind. Spell it out in words so clear no one would have to hide. Make it so much harder when I bottle up inside feelings that I need to share to keep myself alive. I haven't asked Mum and Dad to appear in the music video to that one. Yeah. So, now that we've gone through the anger phase and we've dealt with the childhood trauma, and now like, I've got a happy song for you. So this is a song that I wrote for my bestie at college. My friend, I can't really pretend her name's not Margot because her name's in the song. So her name's Margot, and yeah, we're mature age students, so what we do is we sit down the back row in class and muck up. Like, but we do it in a way that doesn't disturb anyone else. That's how I look at it anyway. So, yeah, I just thought one day I'd write a song for her, and so it's called Plove Song. Plove is like platonic love, according to Urban Dictionary. So it's called Plove Song for a fellow student. Sitting in the back row, thinking all the time go a little faster so we can soon go home. Funny things you say make me laugh and brighten my day. Don't ever go astray, Margot. festival. Could be arrhythmia though, or tachycardia so. I better get that checked. Don't want our friendship wrecked by my untimely death from cardiac distress, Margot. And she was like, wow, no one's ever written a song about me before. It was a beautiful thing. And speaking of beautiful things, I'm going to leave you with an unrequited love song. According to Nick Cave, all love songs involve pain, so yeah, that's just his opinion, I suppose. But I wrote this song down in Melbourne while I was attending the Melbourne Comedy Festival earlier this year. And it was on a Saturday night, and I was not performing, I was just there to watch. So I went along and I was in the ticket queue to get tickets to see a show on Saturday night, and the ticket queue was long and slow moving because it was Saturday and it was busy. And I was in the queue and there's this really pretty girl next to me, just behind me, eating some sushi, and I thought, oh, I'd have a bit of a go at flirting with her and chatting her up. So I initiated some conversation with her, and well, let's have the song can explain how that went. Subside. Last move, they say you came prepared. You respond with the blankest stare. Maybe you're in a real bad mood, or maybe you're a real big prude. Don't wanna chat to a stranger in the queue. You'd rather pay to get amused. We could have ended up going steady, or I can settle for hard and heavy. Pretty girl eating sushi in the line. You and I gonna get on fine. In my dreams on a Saturday night, if reality would just subside. While the girls here are so unfriendly about two heads that I can't see. Alone again on a Saturday night, I choke my tears and I swallow my pride. Pretty girl eating sushi in the line. You and I gonna get on fine. In my dreams on a Saturday night, if reality would just subside. Pretty girl eating sushi in the line. You and I are gonna get on fine. In my dreams on a Saturday night, if reality would just subside. Thank you, it's been a beautiful audience. That's all we have time for. Thanks for coming. Hang around downstairs, we can grab a drink and stuff. You can tell me that was awesome, even if you didn't think it was, just so I'm feeling good. Thanks so much for coming. I'll see you later.
Thank you.